Hi, I'm Salumi and welcome to my channel. I'm going to explain to you guys how you should take care of your chickens or how to raise your chickens. Firstly, if you are getting your chickens for the first time, but you are getting them as chicks and not as fully grown chickens or about to lay hens or young hens that are 20 weeks old, then I would prefer, let me show you guys, our brooder. So we prefer having a brooder if you buy them as babies. I have two raised in my room because of their mom leaving them because ants infested their nest. So I used a warm water bag and a blanket over that and then a blanket over them at night. And because we live in South Africa, it's dry and warm. It's autumn now, but yeah, but they will, okay, so it's autumn and the weather is changing. So you would want to keep the heat longer for when the weather changes, and give them antibiotics when you get them for the first couple of days. This is our brooder. Firstly, you can see the shavings, and then with our brooder, there should be airflow and air ventilation. And then of course you have the red light. Make sure this size brooder is probably 60 by 1.6 or 1.2. No, like 1.5 or 1.6. Probably around that region. We tried using this. It used to be a rabbit cage, but I would not recommend using this. A structure like this is too small. I wouldn't use any of these crates either because there's no ventilation in them. It gets humid and it gets dirty. You can see this is ours. So firstly, we used a geyser panel here. You close it here, you put tape around it. Then firstly, you have the geyser panel. It should be big enough that they won't be able to get through here. So here you would put tape or something, duct tape, whatever. So firstly, you can slide it out and clean it, slide it back in. But firstly, you should remove the feeding troughs, the water, and make sure your water is away. Your water in your food should be away from the light. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Give them antibiotics the first couple of days. Otherwise, they might be sick because they're new. You don't want to infect your current flock if you have with whatever they have. If they're from a different breeder, doesn't matter. If you get them from the same breeder, give them antibiotics, oxytetracycline, ask your local vet. I forgot to mention, so this is a chicken crate, a traveling crate. You would basically put, I think one container. If you have quite small chickens, would probably be able to keep up to 10 chickens, 10 adults, 20 young chickens. You would not transfer your baby chicks in this. You would keep them in a big box. This box would probably ideally be able to keep about 20 chickens. I would not put more, I would not put less. If you put less, you can. I would keep them in a spacious, because the travel stresses them out. You want to give them antibiotics straight away and keep them as calm as possible in the dark together. But you do not want them to step on each other. That's why this size, you would probably also, for daily living, you would probably maximum keep 30 chickens. You would have to double this to put more, because at night, and you have to put more another red light. But it's preferred to use a red light like that, have a higher space. We made ours too low, so the red light's a bit too low. You actually want to put the red light on top here. And then that would create bigger space, like double this. Ellie, double this space for for about 60 chickens. You can make it even more for 100. Keep a lot of space. Give them space to move around, to move away from each other. But more ideally is to buy adult chickens that have already brooded, or just young chickens. That way people say chickens you incubated, they don't brood, all that nonsense. It's not true. Our chickens were incubated, they were hatched with an incubator, and they brooded perfectly fine. Even now, we've got chickens at the stables, they brood. They were incubated, some of them. Most of them were brooded from hens that we incubated ourselves. Just let them keep their eggs. Usually, you would say probably summer, winter. If you don't want your hen to brood, remove her eggs, move her away, keep her separate. But it's ideal to let your hen brood. It's a good experience for them. It brings out those mother instincts. And of course, it increases the possibility that they will lay a lot of eggs. And chickens can live quite long, probably 12 years. The most they lay is probably the first 6 years. That's probably their prime. And that's also when they will brood the most. I have a hen and she's 6 years old. She still lays eggs. She's perfectly healthy. And she's a very sweet hen. And she's an Orpington buff, a cream golden colored chicken. Firstly, I would say this video is not going to be edited well. This is going to be my first video. When your hens have brooded or starts to brood, move her away from the other chickens. Or when she is with the other chickens and the eggs hatch, keep her and the babies separate. I'll show you now. Firstly, to identify if a chicken is a male or a female, let me show you. This here is a rooster. I'm not able to get close because he does not want me to get close. You can see they will have little bumps on the back of their legs. And there's a sheep with her baby. There are the sheep and the compost heap. This is our one hen. This was originally used as cover for when it rains. Let me quickly go inside and show you. She had a total of 13 babies. I do not know. Let me quickly count for you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 2 died by the looks of it. You can see this needs to be cleaned and they need new food. We used this. This was a jerry tank that broke down. It's actually quite stable, so you would put this a bit closer like this and let the hen and the babies sleep there. Otherwise, you can build a box. Your preference. It's about your preference, what you prefer. Our hens mostly brood in the stables between bales, between the bags, the feed bags, or in the horses' stables or the cow stables. This is a stable used for the bulls. This is a stable used for the old cow and the heifers. So this is that chicken, that hen, she brooded between these lucerne bales. Otherwise, they would lay eggs on top of the feed bags, wherever they find it comfortable, or inside here, or somewhere here. This is chopped grass for our old cow because she is 21 years old now. And you see this, they would basically lay in between the bags or make a hole in one of the bags. And there is the mama and the baby. It's a little girl. She's 4.7 kilograms. I think she might be heavier now because that was probably a couple of days back. So our hens would, this needs to be cleaned, but in the back there, they would basically lay their eggs there in the corner. See, here's another baby that was brooded not that long ago. The mom hatched out by our own. There is a rooster that someone brought because we gave away our original rooster Panther. That one does not have a name. And this one to this Ile de France sheep, her name is Blommy. He's a cute little baby. He is 5 point something. He was born like, I think 5.4 kilogram. It's the heaviest any of our babies have been. It's amazing because we started with regenerative farming. And here, oh, look there. So this is a mama that there's a baby right there with her. It's okay. She's very aggressive. She's warning me to stay away, but not like I'm gonna listen anyways. As you can see, there's a little yellow baby there. Hi, Mama. Look, I'm not gonna hurt you. How's that? She's very aggressive. Come here, Mama. Oh, it's very cute. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. If you ever find a baby chick that can't walk, not this one, I'm not talking about this one. I raised a baby chick that couldn't walk. Basically did physical therapy with her, trying to teach her to strengthen her legs. Don't just cut off the chicken's head, the baby chick's head. A lot of people would do that. I understand why, but don't. Rather work through it, keep the baby with another chick and keep them separate in a small container where she can work on strengthening her legs. And now she's very aggressive. She's purring and telling me, she's warning me to stay away. Oh my gosh, my hair's a mess. Let me open here. There's a little cat, Moana. The sheep and goats do not sleep in stables. The cattle as well. They sleep outside at night. Except for the baby lambs. They sleep inside for the first couple of days until they're old enough to be able to keep their own body temperature. That's why these are here, not in the field with the rest of the cows and the sheep and goats. The sheep and goats stay together in a camp because they eat very similarly. They eat leaves, they eat short grass. The goats eat more leaves, but the sheep will eat leaves if you basically put them there. Otherwise, they would just eat short grass. Oh, turkey, roost. I don't know what you call them. We have 4 male turkeys. Then with sea brights. I don't know if you know them, but if you do, here you can see a little tiny chicken right there. That is called a sea bright. That's a rooster. Here is a little hen. I hope you can see her. They only lay like 21 eggs a year. So, but if you keep them in the correct environment like we do, they'll give you like 5 babies, even more. And that will increase your population quite a bit. And I think there is Surprise, my other Orpington hen that I got from my cousin. The one under the trailer, a junk trailer that my mom told everybody to put away the stuff, throw it away. That is Peppy. She is quite old right now. She's the oldest of all the chickens we have here. And she once got an eye infection, and then once, I don't know, a metabolism disease. She couldn't walk, she couldn't do anything. She couldn't eat by herself. We had to feed her. And she survived. She's happy and healthy right now. When you want your hens, when you want to harvest eggs, Either you can keep them at the stables if they're stable chickens, whatever, but it's preferably keep nesting boxes like high level, so that the rats, the ants, not ants, ants, so the ants and the insects and everything cannot infest, cannot eat the eggs, break the eggs. And if your hens are breaking their eggs, I don't know what to do. Our hens have broken their eggs, but we spank them. Sounds weird, eh? But they don't really break their eggs unless they have enough food, enough water, enough space. They usually only break other hens' eggs out of being biatches. That's usually what they do. And some hens might try to brood on the same hen's batch. It's okay, just move the hen that's the imposter hen away, and then it'll be fine. Give her own little space where she can brood and keep her eggs, then it'll all be fine. And I think that is it for this video. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any other questions, please ask me in the comments. This is my first video. I've only done a couple of shorts because about my horses, about the sheep, and about a cat. Our cat Rambo, that's an absolute Rambo. He's he used to be very aggressive. He's quite placid now. He used to run up to you and grab your leg and bite and claw your leg, just for the fun of it. And that was when that was more than 6 years ago, like 7 years ago, when we were still living in the city. Can you believe that? And now we live here on a Hoover, bit bigger than a plot, smaller than a farm, 28 hectares, with 10 dogs. One that's not ours, but he's visiting. His owner is immigrating. And then with our cattle, our chickens, our turkeys, our geese, our ducks. We used to have quails, but someone sold us old quails. We were scammed. So basically. And then I've got one I am Samani chicken. My rooster died. And then what else do we have? Yeah, so we have 2 cats on the property that are ours. One that is a renter's cat. Then we've got the full of manure arena because I'm backing my horses, but the cattle really love the arena. I would love to make this into a show venue, but as you can see, it doesn't really look that great right now. Okay, so that's it. Have a good day, and I don't know when I'll see you, probably in a week.